Hey Money Guy family, it's your host Brian Preston with Mr. Bo Hansen back with another episode of hashtag Ask the Money Guy.
That's right, you guys have financial questions, we have financial answers. Go out to your favorite social, use the hashtag Ask the Money Guy, and we will answer your questions right here in the Tesla. Or, like today's listener, you can go out to the website, go to the Ask section, ask a question, and we will answer it.
It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
So Brian, here's today's question, and this is from Jacob. He says, I am very new to the Money Guy show.
Welcome, Jacob.
We're happy to have you. I started listening yesterday. Wow, he is brand new. Yesterday.
He's already reaching out.
And I'm already obsessed. My question is, you guys say, go put that money in the S&P 500. When you guys say that, what platform would you recommend investing in the S&P 500? I just recently started my career as a CPA, and I'm using an online savings account and contributing to a Roth 401k, but I want to do more. What would you guys recommend as my next step in investing saving? Thank you guys, Jacob.
First, I'm probably guilty because I do a lot of times say, hey, go and look at the S&P 500. When I say that, Jacob, I'm primarily saying understand the financial markets,
right.
But so the first question I had when I read your question was, is the S&P 500 the ideal choice for you? There's so many options that it's just revolutionary how easy it's become to invest these days. Jacob, when I was a CPA starting out, really wanted to do well with my money because I knew how valuable time was, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I got taken advantage of my first investment.
Right.
I bought a B share, which has pretty much gone extinct because they were such bad products.
And B stands for bad.
Yeah, and it was just, there's a lot of things. So now, here's the cool thing. We have what's called target retirement funds, where you basically just choose the year that you think you want to retire or have financial independence. And then as you get closer, as the years go by, it has this glide path that gets more and more conservative. So it starts off very aggressive, and primarily, I will tell you, a lion's share of the investments in this target retirement fund, if you're young, is likely going to be in the S&P
That's
500.
Right. Yep.
So I would definitely go make sure that you first figure out, is the S&P where I need to be, or should I do something with a little more diversification like a target retirement?
Right.
The second thing is, let's go find a custodian or a provider that's actually going to have your best interests at heart. Bo, you sent me an article just this morning,
That's right.
It'll probably be a show topic, that when people talk about investing in passive investments like the S&P 500, everybody thinks one size fits all and they assume they're all the same. Unfortunately, there's a lot of old mutual fund companies, and I'm not going to say their names,
Sure.
but it's easy to see in some of these articles, that have internal expenses over 1%. There was even one that was over 2%.
2.3.
Which, for an index fund, is outrageous because right
that's one
now,
of the reasons we love using index funds is because they are so inexpensive. If you go and buy the S&P 500, you're supposed to pay very little to get access to that investment.
That's one of the reasons that they can do so well and beat their peers. If you have a 1% to a 1.5%, 2% head start, it's hard for the managers to kind of keep up with you.
That's
because
right.
of the cost savings. So I would choose a custodian that's part of the price wars that's currently going on. Right now we have Charles Schwab, Fidelity Investments, and then Vanguard that are in this like death match where they're duking it out. I mean, they literally are beating each other to a pulp to lower expenses and
Right.
keep costs down as much as possible. And here's the thing that I think is awesome about this whole price war that's going on. And it doesn't always have great, positive things, but Fidelity, for instance, just revamped every one of their S&P 500 funds. They used to have different classes. They'd have a retail class, they'd have an investor class, they'd have an institutional
Yep.
class, and they all had different internal expense ratios. Fidelity said, you know what, we're done with all these different share classes. We're just going to go ahead and just group all of them and give them all the same internal expense ratio of 0.04. Is that what we're down to?
I think it's actually lower than that now, 0.02 actually.
Unbelievable. So compare 1% to 0.04 and you see how much of a multiple or savings we're talking about. It's huge, it's exponential.
Right.
So pay attention to who the custodian is going to be, because you might benefit just from doing absolutely nothing, because they're going to constantly, as they get cheaper and cheaper, they're going to drag you along through the process.
That's right.
The third thing I would tell you, Jacob, is make sure, because I think it's awesome that you're trying to save and you're thinking about with a Roth IRA what you need to be investing in, but you do need to come back to, we've done a whole show back in August called Order of Operations,
right.
Your financial order of operations. Make sure that you've got a plan for every dollar that you have in your army of dollar bills. If you can make sure you focus on those priorities, it's going to be tremendously helpful. And so definitely go to moneyguy.com, check out order of operations, and I think you're going to have the game plan that's going to get you to that level, to get you to 200,000, 300,000. And when you get to that point, after focusing on saving and building that foundational, that's when you might need somebody to look over your shoulder.
Yep.
And that's when we hope that you'll consider, hey, reach out to the Money Guy team and see if we can help you out and pay us back for all this great free advice that we're giving.
Jacob, this was a fantastic question. If you're out there listening and you have a great question you'd like to hear us answer, go out to the website, moneyguy.com. Make sure you subscribe. Give us your email address. Leave us a comment. Leave us a question. We're happy to answer it. Or go out to your favorite social. Use the hashtag AskTheMoneyGuy, and we'll see you right here in the Tesla.